Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name is John McDonald and today we're going to make an arrangement really celebrating some beautiful spring flowers. So I've got a lovely selection of different flowers that we're going to use, and some of them are from the garden, some of them are commercial, but it really just makes a nice mix. So what I wanted to do was to make an arrangement that would be perfect for being in the home, but also we can go a little bit foam free as well. So I've got this wire that I've just scrunched up, and we're going to put that into our dish. Now, the problem with this wire is it's going to move around. So I'm just going to use a little bit of pot tape just to catch that. So you can see here that we're catching that on the inside of the container. So really from the outside, you're not going to see that. We could go over the edge, but it's a little bit ugly if we go down over that edge. But saying that, I'm just going to go over it a wee bit there. So 2 or 3 little pieces of tape is just going to stop our wire frame from moving around. Now there's no reason why you can't use foam other than it's not particularly environmentally friendly. But when you're working at home, it's good to think of options that are not using foam. A, because you can reuse this again and again. So frogs, wire, they're all reusable. They'll give you just as good a result. And the flowers prefer being just in water. So what do flowers really want? They just want to go into nice clean water. They don't particularly have to be in foam. And the more you work with a non-foam version, the easier it'll get. So what I've done is I've created a framework that's now nice and secure in our dish. And we're just going to add some water to our vase. Now it's funny, I was looking for a container, and this is one that I got in a charity shop that I just love. It's really like an artisan piece of ceramic that was in a charity shop. Sadly, it's got a little chip on it and it's got a little crack in it. But do you know what? That actually makes it much more usable. Sometimes we can be too precious about things. So the first material I want to use, I want to put in some of our heavy pieces first. So really the lilac is just perfect. Now, the other thing as well is the more stems we add, the more the arrangement will just actually start to hold itself. So, we're going to make quite a loose style that's perfect for this garden look. I also have a little bit of viburnum. And what you want with your framework is you want there to be layers so that when the stems pass through, they're held in 2 or 3 different places. If they're just held, say like you had a grid at the top, then ultimately the bottom stems will move around, the whole thing will be less stable because of that. Now, a little bit of viburnum. And these are just materials that I've been able to get hold of and will work really well. Now, I did get told what this is, but I can't remember. But it grows all over the place here, and it's quite beautiful. So what we're going to do is use that to give us a little bit of height. And this is also giving us a contrast with our other materials. Any material that will go under the water is good to strip off. The cleaner that water, the better for the flowers. It'll be more hygienic, they'll last better, and they'll just be happier overall. So, now with this stem, this is interesting because we've got quite a gap there, I can actually cut that and end up with two pieces. So always look at your stems and just see, what do I have? How's the best way to use this material? Can I get more out of it by cutting it in a certain way? So I'm also trying to bring a little bit of weight into the center here. Now, I do have some beautiful tulips. I think we could probably do this from the back. These are going to give us a lot of movement, a lot of interest. They practically arrange themselves, to be honest. And I do like the leaves on them as well. So we will have some really to the back, but we should also bring one or two to the front as well. Now, I do have some beautiful little roses, and we're going to feature these because I just think they're so sweet. So again, because the rose is a little bit visually heavier, we can bring this more to the center. And what you're wanting to do is create some groupings, some flowers that are recessed in, that takes your eye into the arrangement. So like these carnations, for example, they're quite big and heavy, but we can take that right in and it takes your eye right into there. I also quite like the fact that they feel old-fashioned. Now, I think I would rather have him going out the side. Yeah. So, now we need to start just looking at what this actually needs. So, where do we need to make any refinements? I've got one little piece of white lilac, so we'll add that in. And my special flowers that I really want to use, I have cut from the garden, and these were some nice, beautiful Dutch tulips, or French style tulips. So we're going to put these in, but I really want these to be the things that jump out at you and you really see. If you've got really, really nice materials, then you don't want to hide them. You want them to basically take center stage and, really steal the show. We can go a little bit shorter with this one. Now, when I'm looking at the arrangement here, it's a little bit flat here. There's not much happening. So we do want to take the eye just back through here. And we can do that with flowers and with pieces of foliage as well. The other thing as well is we've left an area there. I could leave that open, depends where it's going to go, or we can just cover that. But it's very easy to add water into this design. So, yeah, this is basically all we want to do. We don't want to get too fancy or muck about with it too much. We want the flowers really just to speak for themselves. So what we've got is we've got a very natural styled arrangement. It's very floral. This would be ideal if you were having a party or a wedding. But for doing flowers at home, then why not just get into the garden, see what you've got, combine them with some shop-bought flowers, that's not a problem. And if you can do something with a mechanic that you can use again and again, then even better. The flowers are going to love just being in this water. And if we put this in a nice cool place, this will last really, really well. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, click here to subscribe. If you've not tapped the bell, then tap the bell. That lets you know of any new videos we do, but we do have a new video every week, and we would love you to join us. And if you've really liked this arrangement, then why not share it with your friends? So we hope to see you soon for our next video. Bye for now.